So this is Spellbinder with this very disturbing news article from WorldNet Daily, Friday, October 8, 2010. In America, I can't believe this is happening in America. State snatches baby when dad accused of being oath keeper. Of all things, an oath keeper. All he does is promise that he'll follow the Constitution and will not take Nazi orders to say kill civilians. I mean, if he does, whoever gives him the order might end up like Niedermeyer. You could be on the list, and then Child Protective Services might come. This is scary. Bob Ura put this out. This is a 16-hour-old newborn was snatched from her parents by authorities in Concord, New Hampshire, after social services workers allege the father is a member of the Oath Keepers. The organization collects affirmations from soldiers and peace officers that they would refuse orders that violate the U.S. Constitution in light of what they perceive as an advance of socialism in the U.S. Apparently, it is socialism in the U.S., or this wouldn't happen. The father, Jonathan Irish, told WorldNet Daily that the affidavit signed by Child Protective Services worker Diana Beckford, seeking government custody of the newborn Cheyenne, said the agency became aware and confirmed that Mr. Irish is associated with a militia known as Oath Keepers. They're not a militia. These people are over there fighting Afghanistan right now, and they got these patches on there saying they will not take unconstitutional orders from anyone. And now they're considered a militia. These people are really the bottom of the barrel socialists. They make me mad. Irish, in an interview with WorldNet Daily, said officers and other social service workers ordered him to stand with his hands behind his back, frisked him, and then took his daughter from him and his fiancée at Concord Hospital, where the baby had been born. Just, 16-hour-old baby, and they're going to snatch it from him so they can abuse and use the baby, I guess. I don't know. These people are just nuts. I don't trust CPS at all. They do more harm than good, it seems, anymore. He told WorldNet Daily that other issues cited by authorities included an allegation of child abuse, which he assumed pertained to an incident weeks earlier in which his fiancé's older son allegedly was struck by a babysitter. See? Now if you have a babysitter and it strikes your kid, CPS can grab your kids and blame you for it. Say that you beat the kid up because the babysitter did. Is that crazy? That's nuts. That's the edge of sociopath. He said both he and his fiancée had been cleared by authorities in that investigation. Stuart Rhodes, the founder of Oath Keepers, expressed alarm when contacted by WorldNet Daily, describing the agency as a chilling monster that could come and get kids. On his website, he confirmed the affidavit, along with other allegations, cites Irish interest in the Oath Keepers as a reason to separate the newborn from her parents. Yes, there are other very serious allegations. Out of respect for the privacy of the parents, we will not publish the affidavit. But please do remember that allegations do not equal facts. They are merely allegations. That's the same thing that CPS does all the time. They will make things up, and their allegations are not real. But an even more fundamental point is that, regardless of the other allegations, it is utterly unconstitutional for a government agency to list Mr. Irish association with Oath Keepers in the affidavit in support of a child abuse order to remove his daughter from his custody, Rhodes said. Talk about chilling speech. If this is allowed to continue, it will chill the speech of not only just Mr. Irish, but all Oath Keepers, and it will serve as a camel's nose under the tent for other associations being considered too risky for parents to dare. He continued, "Don't you dare associate with such and such a group, or you could end up on the list, and then Child Protective Services might come and take your kids." Nuts, huh? But true in the socialist America. He noted that the state made no allegations that Oath Keepers is criminal or that Irish was committing a crime with the affiliation. Oath Keepers posted a video by George Heminger, who identifies himself as an independent journalist who was interviewing Irish by telephone. And this is what happened in the interview. This is nuts. This is called craziness. And it just goes to show you how nuts the government's become and how out of control. They're not for the people, for themselves, and others. Outside influences. Just take a listen to this.
Hello? Hey, this is George Heminger. I just spoke with Kevin, and I'm an independent journalist, and he said there might be something that we need to help out on here.
Yeah, my daughter was born last night, and DCYF came in today and fucking took her away from us. With no fucking grounds at all.
Okay, can you give me the details as much as you feel comfortable so we can get this out? What's going on? What hospital? What's your name? What happened?
My name's Jonathan Johnathon. Last name Irish, Irish.
And describe what happened for us.
Well, we were trying to lay down and relax. I was trying to get a little bit of rest because I didn't sleep much last night. The baby was making noise. And as I'm laying down, the director of security and the head nurse come in and say, oh, because my fiance and I had gone and told them that we wanted to have the pediatrician come check out the baby so that we could get discharged and go home. Well, the director of security comes in with the head nurse and says, oh, we're going to take the baby to the nursery to have the pediatrician check her out so you guys can go home. They lied to us. They got us to allow them to take our daughter under false pretenses. Matter of fact, we didn't even have a choice. I tried to stop them and tell them to bring the doctor in the room, and they refused to. And they just wheeled our daughter out in the bassinet. Well, I followed them out because I had a very bad gut feeling. And as I'm following them out, I see one, and then two, and then three different individuals wearing suits. And I saw detective badges. Next thing you know, I'm talking to one of the nurses. And the head of security comes back around and hauls me into my fiance's room. And he says, they want to talk to you. You need to calm down. You need to have an open mind. Hear them out. They are only looking out for the best interest of the baby. I'm like, who are they? And he says DCYF, which is Division of Child Youth and Family Services. And next thing you know, 3 uniformed patrolmen and I believe it was 3 or 4 detectives come into my fiance's room with 2 DCYF social workers. And the officer, I'm sitting on the couch, and one of the officers asked me if he could pat me down, and I say, no, what the hell is going on? I'm sick of this harassment. What is going on? Then they forced me to stand up, held my hands behind my back, and patted me down. Took my cigarette lighter, my big lighter, took my pocket knife, and then proceeded to tell me that they are taking our daughter. My fiance didn't even get any time to bond with the baby. They came in and stole our child. In the affidavit, I can't get to it right now because I'm actually on the road, but it says that they know I have a background in affiliation, and I'm a member of a militia known as Oath Keepers. And first of all, I don't know if you know anything about Oath Keepers, but it's a far cry from a militia. Matter of fact, the Oath Keepers frowns upon any kind of armed uprising, I guess you could say, which is what a militia prepares for. And tried refusing to allow me to give my daughter a hug and a kiss. And then officers left, DCYF left, and I get to spend about 2 minutes with my daughter. My fiance gets to spend a few minutes with her, and then we were told to leave.
I'm in shock. I'm in total shock.
A matter of fact, after DCYF left, I was informed by the head of security that he would have a security officer standing outside the room and following my every move.
Okay. Any other details that you want to disclose? Is there anything else you want to get out there? And is there a way, people can get a hold of you, a Facebook page or something to help out with, I don't know, attorney support or something else like that? Do you want people to try to reach you?
Yeah, I do. My Facebook page that they can contact me on is it's Stephanie. Use my fiance's. It's Stephanie Junebrin. STEPHANIE.
Spell that one more time. I'm sorry.
STEPHANIE.
Okay, well, I'm going to get this out on the George for Title channel. We'll get this out to everybody that I know. And
did you get her last name down?
Go ahead, say it.
Junebrin, Juliet, Alpha, Nancy, Victor, Romeo, India, Nancy.
Okay, we'll get this out right now, and I'm just in shock. Hang tight, okay? And you got my cell number. Give me a call in a little bit. We'll see what we can do, okay?
Definitely, thank you.
Take care.
There it is. This is what we got going on in America. They kidnapped this child, and that's kidnapping. I'd charge kidnapping charges for false allegations, calling it a militia when the Oath Keepers is not a militia. It's not even associated with militia. I mean, people in the militia are associated with it. It says, we're not advocating, let's just finish this article, we're not advocating or planning imminent violence, which is the established line where free speech ends and criminal behavior begins, Rhodes continued to say. Neither is Oath Keepers a militia for that matter. However, even if we were, that also would not be a valid reason to take someone's child away. Private militias, just like other voluntary associations, are not illegal, and it's not a crime to associate with them. To the contrary, we have an absolute right won by the blood of patriots and protected by our First Amendment to freely associate with each other as we, well, please, so long as we're not advocating or planning imminent violence or directly harming our children, and no teaching them thought crimes like all men are created equal and are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, or that those who swear an oath should keep it, does not count. At least not yet, he said. The parent association of the militia is not engaged in child endangerment and is not evidence of child endangerment, he said. I promise. The Oath Keepers members promise to obey or not to obey any order or disarm the American people, conduct warrantless searches, detain American citizens as unlawful enemy combatants, work to impose martial law, invade or subjugate any state, blockade American cities, put Americans in detention camps, or make war against our own people. That such circumstances could develop has been suggested by the government itself in an earlier DHS, Department of Home Security document that cautioned about the possibility of violence from a variety of extremists, a label that apparently now is being applied to Irish. This is just madness. This is the type of craziness that's going on. I'm going to go ahead and put this up, let you people get fumed about it also. I mean, in America, we're considered enemies to this government. I guess since September 11, 290 plus million people became terrorists to the government. Oh well, until next time, this is Spellbinder. Be good at it, and wake up.